First of all, can I say what a brilliant job our fantastic nurses do?
Well, she might want to pass that on to the Health Secretary.
Nurses balloting to strike for the first time in 106 years, also relevant to your department. What are you going to do about that?
Having respected the independent pay review body, I'm not anticipating that we'll be making any further changes.
OK, so it looks as though you'll have a strike on your hands.
Well, I think that's a decision for the nurses.
And the Business Secretary.
Yesterday, Therese Coffey said there's no more money to pay nurses a pay increase.
The taxpayer has limited money. Everything that is done by government has to be funded by taxpayers, either this year or in future if it's done through borrowing. There's not an unlimited amount of money.
Apparently uncapping bonuses for millionaire bankers and borrowing billions upon billions of pounds to fund tax cuts for the rich is a terrific idea. But when it comes to the nurses who sacrificed so much to keep us safe during the pandemic, they should settle for a crappy real terms pay cut of over £1,000. And that's on top of a decade of brutal pay cuts and pay freezes, which have left average frontline nurses more than £6,000 a year worse off due to wages failing to keep up with the rate of inflation. Many nurses are now having to resort to payday loans and food banks to feed their families. And according to Trust, anyone who won't lie down and accept it is
militant. We're delivering record staffing numbers.
There are now over 47,000 unfilled NHS nursing roles across the UK, and thousands of burned out, underpaid nursing staff have left the profession in the last 12 months. New research suggests that over a third of the nursing workforce is considering leaving due to poor pay and working conditions. The British Medical Association has warned the NHS in England is short a staggering 50,000 doctors. And a recent poll shows more than 2 in 5 of the most senior hospital consultants are planning to leave the NHS in the next year.
We are making sure that people can access treatment as soon as possible.
This is what 12 years of Conservative government has done for the NHS, in their own words.
NHS backlogs. We're reaching the point where millions of people are anxiously waiting for the treatment that they desperately need.
I'm afraid some of our hospitals are falling apart. The Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Kings Lynn near me, bits of the hospital being held up by stilts.